All right, we're here with Stanford defensive coordinator Lance Anderson, and the first question I want to ask is the advanced numbers and I think kind of the eyeball test suggested some improvement against San Diego State. What was your assessment?
I think so. I think we definitely took a step forward. I think the guys played more physical. I think they competed harder throughout the game. Uh, as long as we're doing that, we have a chance. And I think we fought against USC, but I think we took another step this week, and the execution was better. Now we had some letdowns at critical time in that final drive, which was disappointing. But the guys are really working, and there's light at the end of the tunnel, I believe. So that's encouraging.
And I know you're not an excuse maker at all, but can you just talk about how tough it is to push those guys when you're talking about 40 minutes on the field in a game
Just
like
overall,
that?
I mean that offense is a real challenge because they're really good at what they do. They're well coached. The offensive line comes off the ball. They're physical group of tight ends, and that running back is a heck of a player. So it wears on you. They pound on you, and it's but we welcome things like that. I mean, it's a great physical battle that helps, I think, prepare us for the rest of the season, understanding how hard, how physical you have to play against the run, how you got to use your hands, how it takes the entire defense fitting together to be able to stop the run. And it teaches us some good things. And like I said, I like the fight in our guys, and I think that's going to pay off as we go down the line this year.
Last week, some of the defensive players were self-critical of their eye discipline against USC. That's not something that's obvious to us when we watch a game. How would you evaluate that?
Yes, we had some eye violations and eye problems against USC, and some of that same stuff carried over again this week. But I think we got better, and I know that stuff it's not going to correct itself overnight. It's going to take a lot of work out here on the practice field. It's going to take game reps because the game speed is so much faster than what you get from a scout team. We made progress, but again, it wasn't 100%. And again, we had some eye violations. We went critical times in the game, and, especially on that last drive.
What are some of the teaching points this week then in practice? Some of the finer things you're kind of working on.
Some of the things we really we're preaching this week is, okay, we need that same effort that we've been getting. That can't change it. If anything, we need to take it even up another notch. We need to have more passion and more energy. Just feeling that love for the game, and then coaching at your position, doing the little fundamental things right. Paying attention to the small details at your position. Where your eyes need to be, where your hands need to be, what your footwork needs to be. And as we pay attention to those little details, we're going to get better as long as we keep giving the same effort.
I was wondering about the challenge from one week to the next, because going into the San Diego State game, they almost had like a service academy run-pass ratio. Now it's almost flipped against UCLA, and what that challenge is.
Exactly, and especially this year. And part of it might be the makeup of the games. I mean, they were down so far to Texas A&M, and then came storming back. Memphis was a shootout, so they've been throwing the ball all over the place. I think they'd like to run the ball. I think they're improved on the offensive line. I think they're improved in the run game. But, yeah, they are so good throwing the ball. And that quarterback is so efficient. You watch the film, it's just, throw after throw, and it's like, wow. Hey, rewind that again. Wow. Look at that throw. So it is a little bit of a different challenge. I mean, we still have to be physical, still have to stop the run. It all starts there. But we've got to be able to put some pressure on this guy. Something we didn't do against USC. We've got to do that this week. Got to mix our coverages around, try to confuse him a little bit. Because, boy, you saw what happens if he gets in a rhythm like he did against Texas A&M. He knows what he's seeing. Boy, he's tough to stop.
I know you guys were pretty clear, you and Coach Hansen, in the summer and in the spring, that you didn't want to have so many guys rotating in at inside linebacker. So far, it's kind of played out like that. Obviously, the loss of Sean Barton is not good news, but just in general with that group, are you kind of resigned at this point to each of those guys getting a look, or are you still looking to narrow it down?
I think with what we're kind of down with the injuries we've sustained at that position, it's good that we have the depth that we do there, and so we're really looking at 4 guys, with Jordan Perez, Joey Alfieri, Kevin Palma, and Bobby Okereke. So I think that you'll see all 4 of those. I think we'll rotate those guys through. Bobby, I think, he played well against San Diego State, did some good things. I think he's continuing to get better. You'll probably see him get more reps than the other 3, but you'll see those other 3 rotate in a good amount.
How do you feel about Joey's progress?
Getting better all the time. And again, it's a new position. I think he took a few steps forward in last week's game, and same thing in practice the last 2 weeks. you just don't realize how many things he hasn't seen or how many things he hasn't done there until it happens. And he's getting better for sure.
This might be a little tough off the top of your head, but I was wondering, guys who we may not be seeing on Saturday who have been showing well for you in practice, maybe some of the younger guys.
I'm really at outside linebacker. I'm happy with Jordan Fox, and just it's kind of a numbers game with the other four we have there. But the opportunities that he gets, he's done very well. I still feel really good about some of our young DBs. We've got some good depth there, so you just don't see them as much. Malik Antoine got a few reps. He's looked good in practice. But even Obi Ebo, Obi Ebo, Paulson Adebo, Andrew Pritz, Denzel Franklin's getting better and better. So I think we've got some depth still at that DB position. You just don't get to see all those guys, but we're pleased with the progress those guys are making.
I feel like we saw a little bit more of Curtis on Saturday. Is that something that we should expect?
Yes, and I
moving
think
forward?
at the outside linebacker position there might be a little bit more, rotation there between Mike Tyler, Pete Columbaye, Casey Toohill, and Curtis. Curtis has had a really good week of practice this week. Played really fast. Showed some good pass rush. So as he continues to eliminate some of the mistakes and get more confident in his game, you're going to see him more.
Thanks, Coach.